have you ever heard a pirate sneeze? Ahoy, hoy, 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 hoy. And then, want to keep a split personality disordered narcissist busy? Tell him to get over himself. And then, the schizo narcissist, nice guy, was caught stealing glances of himself in the mirror at home. And then he called his policeman neighbor. Come on over and charge me with larceny, but let me off on good behavior, eh? I once attempted a career as a radio personal advice columnist without much success. In fact, I was fired after the first call. How can I get my two half-brothers to get along better with each other? And you put them together, replied I. I once dated a woman who was a Wizard of Oz fan, and I liked the way she laughed. Ho, 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 ha, 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 and a couple of tra-la-las. But when I upset her, yee, went she, as she came after me with her broomstick. Yeah.
I like that one.
My archaeologist neighbor will occasionally visit the nearby nursing home to see how the old crumbling ruins are doing. And while there recently, he accidentally bumped into one of them. And, Dad, what are you doing here, eh? I love this. And then, Harry, 4-part harmony, goes to the escort dating service. Choose your date. I'm Betty. That's good. I'm Jill. That's better. I'm Eva. That's awesome. I'm your wife. Close. In baritone. I got more here somewhere. Bear with me. And then, I wrote this yesterday, and you're going to love this. And then, the split personality disordered narcissist Frank Sinatra fan. He gets his kicks out of singing, I get a kick out of me. Ow! let me tell you this one. On page 2, this is out of the paper yesterday. On page 2A in the Monday Democrat and Chronicle columnist, today's paper, I think, Pat Sherman and her mom like to stick their forks into food on other people's plates and samples. And, well, I remember that happening years ago at home with my parents and sisters and it resulted in a food fight. The dishes began flying into faces and everywhere else. Recently, my split personality disordered neighbor, who doesn't like anyone else sticking their fork into his food, stuck his own fork into his plate, spaghetti and meatballs, and he ended up wearing it. No long noses here. And will the real God please stand up? Asked the master of ceremonies at a God's get-together, lunch, and debate in Pinocchio's field. And when no one did, the MC thanked them for their honesty, and then said to the setup crew, we need all the chairs we can get, so they won't soil their asses in the wet dirt, yeah. Got so much crap here. Yeah, I got, well, the split personality disordered guy arrived for the funeral service an hour late. And as he climbed up and into the coffin he said, "Sorry I'm late, mates. The traffic was heavy."
That's horrible.
What else I got here? Why the moon is still there. And then his new girlfriend told Schizo John God, that's spelled G-O-D-D. "I'll only date you if you give me the moon." Because that's what a lot of women want. They want the moon. And so he raised up his hand to cover his view of it, then closed his hand and plucked it out of the sky and handed it to her. And, "Oh, it's so small," replied she. "I don't want it." And so, "Okay, I'll put it back," spake John. Now, you gotta hear this. I love this. "I once found a scratch-off lottery ticket on the sidewalk. So I scratched it off and I read, 'Congratulations, you won 10 grand. Turn over for contact information.' So I did. And 'contact the Tooth Fairy,' stated it. So I typed in the Tooth Fairy online as well as the Easter Bunny for good measure, and left a message and my email address, snail mail address, and phone number. And now I'm still waiting. Come on, Peter Cottontail." I think that's pretty much it. No, this is X-ray, so I can't do that. I don't want to do that. Plumber John Murphy's Law. "I once went out with a final rinse, but found my hopes for an eventful night dashed down the drain."
We'll end it on that one.
One more.
Oh, one more? Okay.
Yeah. And my coworker told me this last week. Told me today, "I'm tired of waiting on your ass." And, "No problem, mate. Now please step off of it so I can stand up." "Hey," replied I. How do you like that?
That was good.